A team of local medical personnel with international surgical mission support headed to Haiti in late January for an emergency medical mission to treat victims of the devastating earthquake that hit the impoverished nation on January 12th. More than a week after the disaster, Haitians with life-threatening injuries were still awaiting surgery.
We arrived at night, late at night. We were in a chartered plane, and we landed in an airport in Port-au-Prince, and it's like amazing. It's like a war zone. It was like all this C-135s. The U.S. Air Force and Marines are like running back and forth in Humvees. So many planes unloading supplies. It's deafening sound.
Some members of the medical team visited a church during the first morning in Haiti and found inspiration.
Well, we all went through 9/11, and I remember there was like a collective shock. Like for days, none of us were right. Everybody was like off, and nobody joked, and so here we are going into this one of the biggest disasters of the century, and I thought everybody would be the same way. And we went to that service, and you know, I don't know if I would consider myself very religious, but I was so amazed at the faith that these people have nothing and just got dumped on royally by this earthquake. It really set the stage for the week, because
very inspiring.
Every day you saw these people that had nothing could still muster a smile, or you know, they hugged the nurses. They were so appreciative of everything we did, and in spite of everything that happened, it was like the one thing that kind of kept your spirits up. You know, you saw one tragedy after another, and yet these people were so resilient. They were just taking it and just moving on.
They had an intrinsic gentleness to them. It's funny because one of the most consistent questions I get from people that ask me since we've been back is, did you feel safe? You know, did you feel in any way that you were in danger? And the fact of the matter is that not once did I feel even the slight. I mean, we're talking about people that we put on the schedule and then got bumped. We were talking about people that we just picked up that we didn't even know and took parts of their clothes off, looked at their bodies, and moved them onto another structure. And never once did I feel even a hint of resentment, not a hint of aggression, even frustration with it. Just this sort of quiet patience.
One case, a child with a severe injury to her arm, was particularly memorable for the team, as well as emotionally draining.
She was an 8-year-old girl. She had little ribbons in her hair.
I have a picture of her.
Sweetest little voice, and she spoke Creole, and she spoke French, and she spoke English. And she was laying there, and the story we had heard is her mother was killed. Her father, in order to try to protect her, you know,
She was an army.
was huddled over and was killed when
Rubble fell upon him.
fell. So the little girl survived, and she was getting prepped for surgery, and she was talking, went back between French and Creole and English, and she said, she had this like kind of little sing-song voice, and she said, and I know when I wake up, my mommy will be there, my daddy will be there, and I looked at Patty and Rose, and we all started crying. It was like, you know, this was one case after another like this, and at some point, you know, you can be professional and try to distance yourself and try to be objective and do your professional function, but that hit. I mean, on a human level, it was.
That was just
That's all of us.
Yeah.
And then she just sung.
Yeah.
She just started
was singing, yeah.
this sweet little voice.
Quand tu descendras, avec des joies parmi eux. Papa,
Yes, you're my big shoe. It's time for you to sleep. Dormez bien, okay? Okay?
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart.
Mexican. Thank you very much.
I still need a little more.
You're welcome.
Oh,